What's up guys, it's Cassidy. How many of us want that natural skin, glowing from within kind of makeup, but as soon as you try to do something like that, 3 hours into your workday, you touch your face and your makeup is just literally falling off because it's so dewy. I have had that problem so many times and I'm like, what the hell? There has to be a way where I can get that natural dewy look without my makeup rubbing off within a matter of 3 hours. So the point of this video was to get everyone to achieve that dewy look that everybody is trying to go for, while still allowing your makeup to last a little bit longer. For those of us who work or, you know, have long hours and long days, you want to still look like makeup is on your face by the end of your day. I hope these tips help, and if you guys want to know how to get that natural glowing look from within without looking like a grease ball, then just keep on watching the video. If you guys know me by now, you know I can never do my makeup with my hair in my face. I always have to have my hair pinned back or something. So this is that. My mug says keep calm and let me do your makeup. How cute is that? Okay, so the very first thing when it comes to a dewy look, you want the main part of your makeup to focus on prepping your skin. The first thing that I'm going in with is this DERMAE Hydrating Serum. I absolutely love this. It does claim to be a serum, but it's not like that oily kind of feeling that you usually feel in serums. It has more of a gel texture, so I'm able to pump it out and it doesn't just like fall everywhere. So I go ahead and that is the very first thing that I put on my skin. I put it all over my face and I just love the way this feels. It feels so soothing. The scent is extremely refreshing. When I want my skin to look extra dewy, I always go in with something to moisturize my skin. So this serum is definitely doing that for me. Before I put my makeup or primer or anything like that, I have that base on my skin as a moisturizer to just hold everything together and also allow the foundation that I'm going to put on to really blend in with my skin and with the lotion, so it does allow for a more natural look. Next, I am going in with this DERMAE under eye cream. So I just put like 3 little dots under my eye and I just pat it back and forth. It does say that it's a firming eye lift cream, but to me it feels so moisturizing. So I really like to have that under my eyes before I go in with concealer. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of lip balm, and my favorite one is the MALIN+GOETZ Mojito lip balm. And now I'm going in to prime my skin for the foundation. So I placed my moisturizer on, my under eye cream on, got my lip balm. Things are set on my face so that my skin feels moisturized and ready for the foundation, but I like to put a primer on first just to be secure that the makeup will last as long as I want it to. So the primer that I'm using today is the Smashbox Photo Finish Hydrating Primer, and this one also has a gel texture. I know that a lot of the other Smashbox primers have more of like a silicone feeling, but this one definitely feels more like a gel liquidy texture, which for me is really nice just because I like anything that feels super moisturizing on my skin. Alright, now it's time for foundation. For this specific look, I'm doing something a little bit different that I usually don't do with my foundation, but I'm actually mixing my foundation with an oil. One tip that I always give for people that want a dewy look, if you are going to mix your foundation with an oil, I would suggest using a foundation that has a little bit more of a thicker consistency and medium to full coverage. Because if you take a light coverage foundation that's already very thin, doesn't have too much coverage, and is a more thin consistency, the oil is just going to dilute it completely and you're going to get almost no coverage. What I like to use is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. This foundation is definitely medium to full coverage. It does have a little bit of a thicker consistency. It's not too thick where it feels like a paste, but it's thicker than some other foundations that I've tried. So I feel like this is the perfect foundation to be able to mix with an oil because the oil won't dilute it too much. It'll still give me some coverage while allowing the oil to make it look a little bit more natural and skin-like. I just put a pump and a half on the back of my hand. And then the oil that I'm using to mix in with that is the Josie Maran 100% pure argan oil. I put about 2 drops. It's really not that much. I only put 2 drops so it won't make you know, the foundation completely different, but it'll just make the slightest difference to allow it to feel a little bit more natural. And then I'm gonna go ahead and dot it all over my face. Now, another thing that is going to be your best friend if you want a more natural dewy look is going to be any type of beauty sponge. This one is by the brand called Real Techniques. So using a beauty sponge is going to help absorb any of the excess foundation. So it just always leaves such a nice natural look, and I love the way it blends makeup in. I literally never have complaints about this. I'm trying not to rub at my skin because I don't want to wipe any of the makeup away. I just want to really push it into my skin as best as possible. Okay, so the foundation is blended in and I actually love how this looks. I actually don't mind that the skin is peeking through the foundation because I did want that look. I wanted it to look like my actual skin, but just with a little tweak to it. Now for some coverage, I am going in with concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Master Conceal. I like this one because it's pretty full coverage, so I only need a tiny bit under my eyes and I'm good to go. So I just squeeze a little dot under there, a little bit on my nose, and for this look, that's all I do. Then I take my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush and I just pat that out all under my eye. I honestly put a little bit more than I usually do. I realized that once I started blending it out. But that's totally okay because I don't mind covering up these under eye circles. And concealer just really brightens the skin up. That's why it's my favorite product ever. So I know this is a more natural look, but I still wanted to bring some attention and detail to my eyes. So I am going in to fill in my eyebrows with the Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit. I'm just filling them in and bringing a little bit more shape to them. And if you mess up or go a little overboard, don't ever worry about it because you can always just blend everything out with a spoolie. Today I'm using the Carli Babel palette by BH Cosmetics. I'm keeping it super simple. I'm just going to go ahead and grab this brown eyeshadow, just popping it right into my crease. Now that that's blended in my crease, I'm taking a flat shader brush and I'm picking up this nice bone yellow color just to put all over my lid. I'm just going to go ahead and finish the definition of my eyes with a little bit of mascara on my top and bottom lashes. So my eyes are done and I want to bring a little bit of color to my face. Now, I know to a lot of people this seems super dramatic, but this is actually a more natural way to contour your face, and it's by using another foundation. You can use a foundation or a concealer that is way darker than your skin tone to contour. So I just take about a half a pump of this. This is the same Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. It's just in a darker shade. So I like to pick that up on a flat foundation brush and I just put it on the contours of my face. I know a lot of people use powders or bronzers to contour, which is also really nice, but I find that when you use a liquid product to contour, it looks a lot more natural because it blends in with the rest of your makeup and the prep that you've already put onto your skin. Just blending this out again with a beauty blender to add even more to that natural look. And what I do is just dab everything out in that area. I take the flat side of this sponge and then I just pat it right in that area in little motions. And while you're doing it, it might look a little bit dramatic, but just keep on working at it and I promise it all blends in together. I'm going in with a touch of blush and I'm using Hot Mama by the Balm because I like that it's super sheer and it has some really nice shimmers in it, so it's also going to help add to that dewy look. And of course for glow, I have to add highlight, so I'm taking the Carli Babel palette and I'm using this lightest shade in here. This is a very frosty pink highlight. So for my lips, I still like how the lip balm looks on my lips, but I just want to add a little bit of color, and for that I am using the Urban Decay lipstick. This is in the shade Streak. It's a really pretty coral color, but I don't want the full intensity of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and dab it on my lips. Now, I would be done with this look if I wanted to keep my skin like this, but it looks great now, but in 3, 4, 5 hours, it may start to wear away a little bit quicker than a normal full coverage makeup look would wear off. So what I'm going to do, and this step is absolutely essential if you want to have that dewy skin but you still want it to last, I'm going to go and set certain parts of my face. So I'm using my favorite powder. You guys can use whatever powder that you want that you feel is long lasting and most natural looking. But my favorite powder, as you guys know if you watch my videos, is the RCMA No Color Powder. It leaves my skin looking super natural every time I use it, and it never gives me that powdery, cakey finish. So I take a little bit of that on a Real Techniques setting brush, and the only place that I put it on my skin is right under my eyes, and I use a patting motion. So as you can see, it's going to take some of the shine away that I have on my face, but since I'm only putting it under my eyes, it won't take away the glow that I have. So my skin is still going to look like it's glowing just because of all the prep that I did and mixing in the oil with my foundation, but it will still last on my skin because I did set this part with a powder. Any liquid that you set with a powder, it's going to last longer and it's going to make it a little bit more drier. I have super dry skin, so only having the powder on this part of my eye will allow it to last longer. But if you have very oily skin, you might want to do the same steps that I did with the prep and with the foundation, but just set more parts of your face. Like if you're oily in your nose, you might want to set your nose and it'll still have that dewy, natural glow from within, but it'll be set so it'll allow your makeup to last longer. Alright, my hair is down, which means you know I'm done with my makeup. I love wearing this look. I feel so youthful and just like fresh. My skin feels like its natural self. So that completes this tutorial. I really hope you guys found these tips helpful if you are looking for that dewy, natural look, but you just don't want your makeup to wear off within 3 hours. Let me know how it goes if you guys try this out. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe because you guys know how much I appreciate it as always. I love you all and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!